Hello, welcome back to Survival Saturday with Johnny Tiger on July 10th, 2021. Today is actually my mom's birthday, so happy birthday, Mom! We already covered that in Music Monday, so we're not going to rehash the whole thing, but yeah, definitely happy birthday. Even though I know that my mom actually doesn't watch my Survival Saturday video, but just in case, um, so, as you guys can see, well, those of you that can see the screen anyway, you're seeing that I am not in full uniform today. Usually, where I make the Tactical Tuesday and Survival Saturday, I try to be in one of my full uniforms. But it is kind of hot, and I had a long day. Okay, today is one of those days that I just can't wait to get to bed. So, it's hot, I'm tired, so no full uniform. And this is good enough. I at least got my uniform pants on, so be satisfied with that. So today, we're going to continue the topic that I started on Tactical Tuesday, which is how to make yourself into a good training partner. That is really important as now we have more and more gyms and studios opening back up and people are going back to in-person training. You're able to do judo again and jiu-jitsu again, and MMA, Krav Maga. You go back to beating each other up. So this is a good time to remind each other and ourselves what we can do to make other people's training experience a little bit better. Last time we talked about the four uh, preempted, prerequisite conditions that you should think about before starting to train with someone. And those are to make sure your nails are nice and trimmed, make sure that you have good hygienic practice, to take care of each other's safety concerns, and to leave your attitude, trauma, triggers at the door. Today I'm going to talk about the five things that can really make your partner's learning experience better, make their training better, make them advance faster, and just overall give them a much better training experience and environment. First, let's talk about one of the more obvious one. If you take part in any kind of weapon training, this one is relevant. If your training have nothing to do with weapons, then this one is irrelevant. You don't have to pay attention to this one. So number one, respect the weapon. Respect the weapon. What do I mean by that? This is a training knife. If I cut someone, they're not going to bleed. If I stab someone, hopefully they're not going to bleed. Okay? Although, if you nail someone on the knuckle with this, some blood is going to happen. Some blood is going to get drawn. You nail someone in the face with this, it's going to hurt. It's solid metal. Right? It's still going to injure somebody. But it's a training knife. It doesn't have a sharp edge. It doesn't have a sharp point. It's designed to give you a realistic training experience. A lot of time, until you get to very high level, you don't get to train with one of these metal ones. Usually, until you get to very high level, your training knife would be something like this one. It's a plastic. It's still hard enough, so if you jab someone with it, or if you hit someone with it, it's going to hurt. Right? If you hit someone with it, it's going to hurt. But it's flexible. It's plastic. It's definitely not going to cut. So it is vitally important when you're training with weapon to know to respect it. So first, you don't want to do with this anything you wouldn't do with a real thing. What do I mean by that? I've actually experienced this before, where one time during training, I hold the knife against my partner's throat to allow them to work their escape and disarm. Next thing I knew, my partner reached up and wrapped their hand around the entire blade, pulled the knife down out of my grip, and then punched me in the face. And the only thing that was going on in my head was, what the? You can't do that with a real knife. So you shouldn't be doing that in training, okay? Because then you are forcing me to go to a lot more extremes to get this to work, okay? If I, during training, if I do this, cut you across the chest with a training knife, that is supposed to symbolize a real cut with a real knife. So if you ignore my cut, because it is a plastic knife, it doesn't hurt, if you don't respect it, if you ignore this and continue to pummel me, or try to choke me, or try to take my knife away by grabbing the blade of my knife, then you're forcing me as your training partner to do something like this, right? I would have to smack you really hard with this training knife to get the point across. And that is not going to be fun for you, and it's not going to be fun for me. We are going to end up with bad feeling between us. Now, if I have to do this with the training knife, if I have to do this, ram it right into you with the training knife. So even though it is a flexible, bendable plastic knife, if your partner cuts you with it, treat it like if it was a real thing. Eh? Across the throat, you're dead. Okay? Put your hand down. Get down and do 10 push-ups because you just got killed. And then we'll do it again. Eh? Into the belly, you're dead. Get down and do 10 push-ups. And then we'll start again. Don't ignore this. Otherwise, you are not making it fair for me because I'm armed with this plastic knife. You're not making it realistic for yourself because in reality, you go out there, someone do this across your throat, you don't get a second chance. You're dead, right? That is the first thing about respecting your weapon. You got to treat this like the real thing, which means no grabbing the blade. Because when I'm armed with a plastic knife, you grabbing the blade, jerking it out of my hand, and then punching me, it's not fair for me. Because I'm trying to train with you, thinking that you are going to treat this like a real thing. And you're just treating this like the plastic knife it is. Which means, for me to be able to do this, I might have to grab a real knife so you don't grab the blade. Right? So that is point number one about respecting your weapon, is treat it like the real thing. Don't mess around. Don't do with it what you wouldn't do with the real thing. Number two, also respecting your weapon. This is very important. When you are working with your partners, usually you are sharing one knife between you. Right? So, partner, hold the knife against my throat, and I do my disarm. I take it out of their hand, boom, 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 and then, okay, we're done. We reset. Now, I got the knife, and then I hold it against their throat, and then they do their thing, and then he has to have the knife back. No matter if it's sticks or knife or guns, never, never pass the knife to your partner. I know that seems like the polite thing to do. That seems like the nice thing to do. Okay? After you do your thing, you reset, and then here, take the knife, hold it against my throat. And then you do your thing, and then he gave it to me. That seems like the nice thing to do, but you're going to uh, promote bad habit. Because one day, if you're in the street and someone holds a knife against your throat and you do your Krav Maga stuff, you take the knife away. You might automatically and do this. Here, take the knife. Okay, which wouldn't be cool. You finally take that gun away from the guy. You might automatically hand it back to them because when you are training, you keep handing the weapon back. So, no matter what, never hand the weapon to your partner. After you do your thing, after you do your move, you either drop the knife or gun behind you, stand still, let your partner go pick it up, and they can do their thing. After they're done, they drop the knife or gun behind them, and then you go pick it up and you do your thing. Okay? Or if you don't want to keep going to fetch it from the floor, at least after you do your thing, tuck it under your armpit like this, right? And then let your partner grab it. Doesn't this promote bad habit? It might, but it's just awkward enough that your brain has the time to go, hey, wait a second. Yeah, that's not right. If I'm in a real fight, why am I tucking this into my armpit? No, 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 no. Okay? It gives your brain time to sort it out. It's not going to trigger an automatic response like, hey, take the knife. Right? So no matter if it's with knife, with a gun, after you do your thing, you either drop it or you tuck it under your armpit and then you fold your arm like this. Let them take it. Right? Respect the weapons you train with. Respect the weapon in your partner's hand. Respect the weapon in your hand. And this way, you will less likely end up with some really scary bad habits that might get you killed one day. Number two, respect your partner's time. Respect your partner's time. You are here to learn. I am here to learn. Most likely, we are paying the same amount of money to be part of the club. We only have an hour and a half here to learn each time, or maybe an hour, or maybe half an hour. We are both here for the same general purpose, which is to learn whatever martial art we're here to learn. If I'm partnering up with you and you have to take a break every 2 minutes, every 2 minutes you're like, man, I need to sit down. Every 2 minutes you're like, I need to get a drink of water. It is not fair to me. It is not fair to me. Because if I say no, that makes me seem like a jerk. I need to be understanding. Maybe you are tired. Maybe you're thirsty. But if I don't say anything, eventually, when the trainer, when the coach, when the sensei look over at us, all they see is me standing here doing nothing. I will end up getting some resentment or some dressing down from the sensei because you keep running off for water. So even though you might be really tired, even though you might be new at this, take your partner's time into consideration. If you feel that you really can't keep up with your partner's pace of training, then it is up to you to go to the sensei and say, hey, can I get a different partner? Can I team up with someone else? Because I think this guy is too high level and I feel I'm holding them back. Okay? Make it less awkward for your partner because they really can't say anything without coming across like an a-hole in this circumstance. Now, if I have to go to my sensei and say, hey, can I get a different partner because uh, David keep wanting to take breaks, because David keep running out for water, that's going to make me feel really bad. It might make me look bad in front of other people. So respect your partner's time. They are paying just as much as you are. It's not fair for them to have to continuously wait for you while you go sit down, while you go drink water, while you go do this and do that. Now, I'm not saying that occasionally it's not okay. We all have times when we have to say, hey, can I, hold on, let me go use the washroom. Or, hey, hold on, let me adjust my shirt and let me tuck my shirt in. Those are okay. But when it's constant, then you need to really think about maybe it is time to let your partner train with someone else so they can get more out of their training. On the same note, for people of higher level, for people that have experiences in other disciplines, it is vitally important that when you are partnering up with someone lower level, someone new, you don't end up trying to show off by showing them something that's totally not related to what you're supposed to be working on. I actually see this a lot, and as a as a trainer, this actually always irks the heck out of me. Is I'm trying to teach something, and I'm over there in the other corner of the room, I'm working with a group, and then I hear all the way over here in this corner, two guys, they're not working on what I was showing them. Over here in this corner, one guy is saying, oh, hey, by the way, in judo, we have a different technique to deal with this. Let me show you. And then they're doing judo over here. And in another corner over here, they're doing karate. Uh, so, as a sensei, this is very, very aggravating. It will get me angry enough to want to say something about it when some people is going to end up with hurt feeling when they get dressed down in front of the class. So if you are partnering up as a express purpose to work on a technique, work on that technique. Right? If you partner up to work your hook, then work your hook. Work your hook. At the most, you can change it up. Maybe hook up here, or hook down here, or hook with the other hand. But work your hook. Don't get sidetracked by saying, hey, let me show you this really cool way of after throwing the hook and throw a punch and I go the other way and throw another hook and I throw an uppercut. That is not what we're supposed to be working on right now. Okay? And by doing that, often you will confuse your partner, especially if they're new, and they'll end up not learning anything in the end. So don't do that. Also, at the same time, while it is great to socialize, I like it when people socialize in class because that will promote bonding with your partner, with your classmates. It's great. But do not take away from your training, from your partner work to chat. Okay? It is okay, at least for me, it is okay if we are doing technique through hook. I say, hey, you know, the other day I was at work and I was thinking that this hook is actually quite neat, and but I wonder if I throw it a little bit differently, what would happen? And yeah, how was your day today at work? That's okay because while I'm talking, I am moving, I'm doing my stuff. But what we see very often is two guys supposed to work on I grab your wrist and you do your wrist escape and then you grab my wrist and then they start chatting and then oh have you seen that newest movie? Yeah, what did you think? And then they just stand there. They spend the next 5 minutes talking about the movie. In the end of the day, neither of them get to learn the technique. because they ended up chatting rather than working. There again, you didn't respect each other's time. You can do that after class. You can do that before class, talking about the movie, talking about the video game. If you have to talk about it during training, then make sure that you are still doing what you're supposed to be doing while talking about it. Number three, making the training fun, making the partner drill fun. What do I mean by that? A lot of people, they get very mechanical when they're doing partner work. Uh, Here, I grab your wrist, and you do your thing. Okay, now grab my wrist. Boom. Okay, I grab your wrist, and you do your thing. No, no, grab my wrist. Boom. You keep that up, you will lose interest. Your partner will lose interest within 5 minutes of this. I grab you, you grab me. I grab you, you grab me. I grab you, you grab me. Right? So you need to make it a little bit more interactive. Right? Maybe when you grab their wrist, it is okay to talk to them. Hey, give me your money. Give me your money. Give me your money. Give me your money. What's the matter? You didn't eat breakfast? You didn't eat breakfast? Come on. Come on, man. Come on. Do your thing. Okay? It's, I'm not doing it harder. I'm not making it harder. But I'm being more animated. Okay? Just like if I'm training weapon with somebody, right? If I training knife with somebody, if for 5 minutes all we do is he holds the knife against my throat, I do my thing, and then I hold the knife against his throat, he does his thing, and then he holds the knife against my throat, I do my thing. This gets mechanical. You never want your training to become mechanical because the moment you get out there on the street, when things are not mechanical, when things are fluid and wacky and unpredictable, you get confused. So, while you're training, yes, you still want to hold the knife against their throat, but it is okay to chest bump them. Give me your money. Give me your money. Come on, give me your money. Hey, 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 you got money in your pocket? You got wallet here? You got wallet here? Yeah? Make it more animated. Make it more fun. Laugh a little. Joke a little. It is okay. That is one of the reasons why a lot of partners I end up with end up having a lot of fun. And we actually do tend to get some help from the head trainer because we're always laughing and joking around. But you know what? They learn. They really learn when they're having fun. Number four, make your training constructive. Give constructive feedback. Don't just stand there, like I said, you grab me, I grab you, you grab me, I grab you. It is okay to stop once in a while, and after I grab him and he does his move, and I can say, yeah, actually, that time you might want to move a little bit out to the left because if I didn't uh, stabilize myself, I would headbutt you by accident. Or if I grab him and he does his move, I say, hey, you know that is really really good. Let's see you do that again. Come on, let's see you do that again. I'm making it fun. I'm making it interactive. I'm giving them feedback at the same time. Okay, I throw a hook, they parry. They throw a hook, I parry. We keep this up for 5 minutes, it gets boring, right? If I throw a hook, he parries. I say, oh, that's really good. Let's see you do that again. Immediately, I'm giving you positive feedback while making it more interactive and fun. Both points accomplished at the same time. Last but not least, make your training dynamic. And what I mean by that is martial art, self-defense, the real world is always evolving. So how you train with your partner have to evolve. You can't be doing the same. You grab me, I twist away. I grab you, you twist away. Oh, cool, that's really good. Oh, that's great. Right? There's going to come a point where you have to start grabbing harder. When you feel that your partner is very good at what they do, grab them harder, grab them at different angle, move to different angle. When you grab them, pull them a little, push them a little, or when you grab them, start slapping them on the shoulder, on the chest, maybe on the back of the head, likely. Start amping up the difficulty, just like any good video game, just like any fantasy novel. The difficulty level have to gradually increase for people to really grow in their technique. In your self-defense and martial art training, it's the same way. If someone always grab you the same way, you only know how to deal with that same grab, same strength. Okay? Let me show you guys something really funny actually, and yet it's very true. A lot of time in Krav Maga, we do this. I hold the knife against your throat. Give me your money. Give me your money. Right? And then I stand here, let him do his technique, and then he does it to me. I do my technique. A lot of people get really, really good at that, but when I start adding things that are just weird, such as once I pull the knife up against his throat, I go in very close and start shaking like I'm drug addict. I'm high, or I'm like, give me your money, give me money, give me your money, give me your money. I'm shaking, I'm right in their face, I'm grabbing them. Suddenly people don't know what to do. Even though the knife is the same angle, the exact same attack, but because I'm this close, you're right in their face, and I'm shaking all over the place, I'm really jittery, I'm acting like a crazy person, they don't know how to do it. So cover all angles for your partner. Have your partner help you cover all angles. Now, with that said, it is very important in the very beginning, you don't want to overwhelm your partner, which means when we first start working on blocking a hook, right? I throw a hook, they put their arm out, deflect it, right? In the beginning, when you work this, don't go into Mike Tyson mode and boom, right into the face, full force, full speed, right? They're not learning anything. All you are achieving in the end is you're stressing them out. They don't want to come to class next day, right? In the beginning, until they get their technique down packed, it is okay to slow things down. Okay, the hook is coming. Ready? Boom. Good. Try again. Boom. Good. Try again. Boom. Oh, you missed that one. Okay, you might want to flare out a little bit more. Okay, try again. Boom. Good. Good. Go a little bit faster when you start moving so it's not going to hit your face. Okay? Boom. Good. Okay? In the beginning, it is okay to go slow. In the beginning, you don't want to overwhelm them with stress because when people are stressed out, they don't learn anything. So, let's do a general quick recap. The 9 things we need to keep in mind to make our partner have the best training experience possible. 1. Hygienic. 2. Trim your nails. 3. Take into consideration their safety. 4. Make sure you leave your ego, your trauma, your trigger at the door. It is not your partner's fault that you got abused as a child. Okay? Number five, make sure you are considerate of their time. You respect their time. Number six, respect your training weapon. Number seven, make the training experience fun. Number eight, make your training experience dynamic. And number nine, give constructive criticism and feedback. If you like what you see, hear, experience on these daily videos, then please do check out the Johnny Tiger Experience podcast, which you can find on any Amazon Echo device or any podcast platform by searching for Johnny Tiger Experience. There you will get more martial art and fitness tips and all the other goodies you come to expect and enjoy on these daily videos. We'll be back again tomorrow for Soul Search Sunday. For now, have a good night and have a good weekend.